So it's really common that we might find ourselves at a place in our lives where we feel like maybe we just need some more energy. Yet if we've ever had this thought or found ourselves at that place, it's important that we should stop and consider, what does that actually mean? And what is a balanced and intelligent way to actually make this happen? What most people associate with more energy is really just more burnout. Meaning, oh, I'm going to pound all these stimulants, I'm going to push myself harder, I'm going to do more, I'm going to do it faster, I'm going to do it better, I'm going to stress myself even more. And really, that's not energy at all. That's actually just depletion. On the flip side, people go to the other extreme where they just take it really easy and just super relax and super chill and try to cut off everything from the outside world and sometimes get into almost a reclusive lifestyle. Yet on each extreme, there's a little bit of deficiency and a little bit of excess. So now let's take a second to understand what exactly energy means. Now, the ancient Chinese character for energy, or qi, basically means no fire. Now, what does that mean? What does no fire have to do with energy, and how does that make sense? You would think, oh, well, if you want energy, then you're going to need fire. You're going to need fire to cook food, you're going to need fire to heat water, to provide heat, etc. But actually the character means no fire. Okay, well, how can we understand this? How can we apply this? Well, we can do this in an easy way. First example is, let's say we had a fan, and we're going to plug that fan into the wall, and we're going to maybe give it, 10 amps of energy. And then it's just going to keep moving and moving and moving. It's going to stimulate the fan to do what it does, which is circulate air. But then let's say we think, well, what happens if I just double it? If I really, really give it some energy, maybe give it 20 amps. Well, what's going to happen is that blade is going to spin really, really fast, and there's going to be almost too much energy running through that system, and it's going to produce heat, it's going to produce friction, and it's obviously over time going to diminish the longevity or the lifespan of that fan. Yet if we were to go to the other extreme and say, okay, well, let me just give it 5 then. We're going to give it 5, and then it's going to not have enough energy to really run smoothly. I mean, it's going to move, but there's not enough to get it over that point to where it runs smoothly. So there's going to be stress and struggle and friction within the movement of that fan because it doesn't have enough energy, which is going to, again, create heat. Second example we can look at is we think, oh, I really need to be happier. I need to be just like blissed out all the time. Yet even if we get too happy, what happens? Our heart starts to beat really fast and erratically. Our energy starts to get a little bit chaotic and a little bit scattered, and we're kind of all over the place. Maybe can't really focus that well. Our breathing starts to get more shallow and a lot faster. Our body starts to heat up. And well, that's not necessarily that balanced or sustainable either. But on the flip side, let's say we get depressed, we get lethargic. What happens? We get heavy, we get dull, things slow down, things really stop moving that well, and then that's not really balance or health either. Yet from these two examples, hopefully now you can understand what we mean by having energy as having no fire. And we can understand it as having the right amount of energy that our system can actually handle at that time, and what's actually appropriate for our system wherever we're at and whatever level that we're at. Obviously there's techniques and tools that we can use to allow our body to handle more, but we have to realize that we can only get to there one step at a time, and unless our electrical system can handle it, if we throw in too much, it's going to be excess, it's going to create fire. If we throw in too little, it's going to be a deficiency and create fire as well. So hopefully that makes sense and demystifies a little bit of what it means to have more energy based on the ancient Chinese concept and understanding of qi, or energy. So if you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll talk to you soon.